Hello everybody, this is Howard the Teaser King coming out with week 4 of college football. We're already in week 4. It was just week 1, now it's week 4. Anyway, plenty of plays, a little bit, as I was talking in my adjustments video, a greater understanding of who the real overs are, who the really unders are, looking at the quarterbacks to understand like a Middle Tennessee's an over team, where who would have known that before? Indiana and Western Kentucky aren't the over teams I thought they were. Bowling Green is having trouble scoring. Syracuse, I'm waiting to be an over team, isn't. I think Virginia Tech's becoming an over team with the Memphis offense. So I'm adjusting as we go. The teams that I thought were over that are under, or teams that I thought were under are over, based on they're running more of a spread offense. Their defense gets tired. Whenever these teams run this spread offense and throw the ball 60 times a game, I can guarantee you their defense is tired. They're going to let up a lot of points defensively and have a lot of high-scoring games. And people do that because it's really hard to get good offensive linemen and have running games. Much easier to get a quarterback and 5 fast guys and run the ball and just pass the ball all over the place. So that's what they do. All right, let's see. Who's my game of the week? Let's give you a good game of the week here. All right, let's Florida State and South Florida. Let's do this as the game of the week. I'm excited. Florida State is a 6-point favorite. Game's in South Florida. Over under of 61. Well, South Florida just went to Syracuse and crushed them. They got a strong offense, very high-powered offense, good quarterback, good running quarterback, good runner, good receivers, very explosive, good coach. It's funny, I didn't like their coach in the beginning. Now I think I got more respect for him. They will score points. Louisville puts 60 up on Florida State. South Florida will be in the 40s. Florida State, the quarterback looks good for a half against Ole Miss. Where was he against Louisville? I don't know. I tell you what, South Florida's defense isn't going to be a piece of cake either. I honestly think South Florida is the better team in this game. I think Florida State, I thought had a good defense, but apparently there's an adjustment, right? I thought they had a top 5 defense. All of a sudden, Ole Miss puts up 40 on them. Louisville's still scoring. They put up 60 on them. South Florida, a running quarterback, very explosive. Look for them to put up a 40 on them. I think South Florida wins this game straight out. I think they'll be very emotional. They're at home. Florida State with this freshman quarterback, I think now they've got tape on them. They know what to do. South Florida has a good coach, good quarterback, good defense, balanced offense, everything you want in a team. I honestly don't think Florida State's defense is any good. I don't think Florida State has a good quarterback. I don't think they have a balanced team. I think they have that good running back Cook. I think he'll score a little bit. But I don't see why South Florida is not going to put up 40 points in this game. I don't think you're going to see South Florida scoring 10 points here. Because I don't think Florida State hasn't proven their defense. Ole Miss, yeah, they put up 40 on Alabama. Louisville, all right, they put up 60 on Charlotte. On Cincinnati, no, they didn't play. Houston played Cincinnati. Louisville played the other team. I can't remember. Maybe it was Cincinnati, and they put up a big number. But when you put up a 60 on a team and a 50 on a team or high 40s, you're not showing me a great defense. So I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to be shocked if South Florida doesn't put up numbers. So how do you play this game? I think you can take South Florida in 12. I think they're going to win the game straight out. I would play the money line on this also. It's well worth it if it's a big money line. Otherwise, take the 12 points in South Florida. As far as over-under is 61. I love the over at 55. South Florida is going to put up 40. I think Florida State can put up at least 30. I think you're looking at least a 70-point game. Because I'll tell you, the South Florida offense is very explosive, and at home they're very explosive. So I'm not looking at Florida State shutting them out. If they shut them out, I'll quit. Okay, I'll be shocked. But I can't. That's not going to happen. I think the best play here is over 55. I think South Florida's a live home dog getting 12 because I'm not afraid of Florida State. Not the way they're getting. You don't have a good defense and give up 70 points. And it's the same style quarterback that Louisville guy is still running for more touchdowns. It's the same option type of quarterback, really fast quarterback. I just don't see how he's not going to do it. So take South Florida in the over. Take South Florida in 12. Let's go to one other game. All right, let's go to Penn State against Coach Harbaugh here. Penn State, their whole team's injured, but their quarterback, and that's the key. Michigan looks really weak against the passing team. All of a sudden, they're not getting pressure on the quarterback. Michigan can't run the ball, but Michigan can pass. So Penn State with 5 starters on defense out, it's not as critical as it seems. It's not like you only play 11 guys, and it depends on the situation. So they'll go to a nickel package against the passing down. I'm sure they have more than 3 defensive linemen. I'm sure they have more than 3 linebackers. So you just have the second team in there, but really there's not probably that big a drop-off on Penn State anyway, and their team basically sucks regardless. They gave up 50 points to Pitt, who basically is a running team, but they're starting to throw the ball. And I'm noticing Penn State's going to this more wide-open attack, throw the ball. Let's look at Michigan. Michigan can't stop the pass. Colorado was lighting them up with the pass. They couldn't put pressure on them, and if the kid doesn't get hurt, Colorado wins the game going away. They're up 21-7. The guy could do whatever he wanted. They couldn't stop the quarterback. Till he got hurt, they were not going to win that game. So definitely look at Penn State to throw the ball and get points. Definitely look at Michigan to throw the ball and get points. Michigan cannot run the ball, and I don't think they're going to dick around running the ball. I think they throw. I think they both score on each other because Penn State's going to score on them. But Penn State can't stop the win defensively, especially a good passing team. So look for Penn State to score. Look for Michigan to score. Over under a 56.5 is a joke. Take that over 50. When analyzing a game, I look at the 2 teams and I go, okay, Michigan, Penn State. My line on it was Michigan laying 10. Penn State's not that bad, but Penn State's a pretty explosive offense. So when you have a pretty explosive offense going, your tendency is that they're going to, they can score on you. So Michigan laying 18.5. If I cut it to 12.5, Michigan could be up 20, and then Penn State can throw the ball down the field and score points if Penn State's not leading or a pretty competitive game. Michigan's defense is not dominate. Jordan Lewis hasn't played yet. He's got a bad back. Is he going to play? I don't know. What are they waiting for? They needed him against Colorado. Are they saving him for the Ohio State game? I mean, Michigan would do that. I mean, that I've seen that before. But basically, without Howard, he's All-American. He's a pro. He's basically a first-round cornerback. He's not playing. Their secondary is weak. They're not getting the pressure unless Peppers blitzes. So I look for Penn State to put up at least 25, 30 points. Michigan will be in the 40s easily. Easily see this as at least a 60-point game. Over under a 56, go to 50. I say that's no problem at all. Michigan will look for a running game, but they don't have one. And Penn State's going to throw it all over the field, and Michigan has not shown they can. Without blitzing Peppers, they're not getting there, and they can't cover. Like I said, Colorado lit them up, and for Colorado to light them up, Penn State's got a much better passing attack than Colorado does. Colorado's okay, but again, they put 40 up on Colorado State, who's not very good this year. So look for Michigan, Penn State to go over. I'd be very careful laying 12.5 with Michigan's weak secondary, and the way Penn State's throwing the ball, I'd be very careful. A quick stat on Penn State's quarterback. Bear with me 1 second while I find him. Trace McSorley. All right, he has 64% passing. They throw for 276 yards a game. He's got 4 touches, 2 interceptions, and the reason is they get down close. They got a great running back who scores. That's why he doesn't have more touchdowns, but he's only had 2 interceptions. So they're going to throw for 276. Now that's against Pitt, and that's against Temple, 2 pretty good defensive teams. So now here they go against Michigan, who is not as strong defensively as they've been. Even against Central Florida, they were running a hurry up. They had problems with. So anyway, I just look at Michigan's secondary is not what it should be. Penn State to definitely get in the 20s. Michigan to definitely get in the 40s. I mean, I'm looking at it more over because of the injuries. They'll wear out, but I don't think the injuries will be that big of a factor. I mean, to lose whoever, I don't know who they lost. I know they lost 5 guys. It doesn't matter that much. I mean, if Michigan lost Peppers, I mean, look at Michigan. They lost Lewis. They don't cover as well. But it's when the quarterback goes out. That's the key to worry about. If you lose the quarterback, or you got Barry Sanders as your running back and you lose him, okay, that's a huge loss. You got to adjust your betting. But not when 5 guys on defense. So if it's a lineman or a linebacker, they got other guys. It's not that critical of a loss as long as their quarterback's playing. So take Michigan, Penn State over 51 or 50.5. South Florida, Florida State. You can play South Florida in 12, or if you're more comfortable, play South Florida over 55. These are the over-unders I like. These over-unders in the 50s and 60s. These are more realistic, and especially for college, they stop after every first down, so it's a much longer game than the pros. And you get more plays. They get 80, 90 plays. So for them to score in the 60s with teams that are fairly explosive is not really uncommon. So that's your play for the week. Good luck. I have 4 locks going, 3 in college, 1 in the pros. Very strong locks. I'm ready to get my locks going. I had a win, and I had a push on the Oregon-Nebraska over because the kid wouldn't kick extra points. And then I lost on the Giants over, and that's where I'm talking about adjustments. Here the Giants are not an over team anymore, even though they got Manning and the receivers. I don't know if they're just playing it under and running the ball, or maybe their defense is stronger. How the hell did they hold New Orleans to 20 points? So it's a very surprising over-under, but I'll learn from it and I'll adjust to it, and I won't play the Giants over anymore. New Orleans I'll play over when I can. I played them over against Oakland in week 1, and it was an easy over. So Oakland looks like an over and things like that. But so I lost that one. So it's kind of a weird. You could have won the Nebraska. I did see like the line drop. So the over, if I'd have played the over like just before the game time, it would have been a winner by a half a point. So it's a push. So it's 1 winner, 1 push, and then which you could have won if you had the right line, and then the loser with the Giants. So I got 3 good college locks and 1 pro one. Come to www.teaserking.com. I'm offering the consultant service or advisor service, $50, and I'll help you on your money management, your units, your play for the week, whatever you're looking at. So I'll help you there. So anyway, that's the college play of the week. Michigan over, South Florida over. Look for South Florida to win that game. All right, everybody. www.teaserking.com. Have a great weekend. Thank you.